Okay, so we have had this physical event in CITAC, parallel to WeRob and WeRob2020, and we have presented the exoskeleton technology to the industry. We have 4 devices with us, 4 real devices, industrial devices with us, and we have planned this demonstration of typical use cases in industry that we find in the automotive, aeronautics, and many others. So the first one is the typical work above your shoulders, in which you need some kind of support in your arms, so typical repetitive operations. So for example, here Eloy has the levitated airframe with him, and it gives support to your arms in the typical operations under the car when you have to do a screwing or something. And in this case, please, Eloy. So in this case, typical screwing operations where you need assistance because your arms are very, very above your head. And so it's a passive exoskeleton, and it gives assistance to the arms, especially the feeling that you feel is that your arms are like stuck in the air. And it's a nice solution that we find many use cases like this in automotive, a lot of in shipbuilding, while you're welding, while you're hanging something. In industry, so well, one of the 4 great types of exoskeletons that we find in industry. So a second type would be, we have with us Diego. So we have 2 exoskeletons here. So Diego has an exoskeleton in his hand, is a Bioservo iron hand, and he has a new knee, which is a leg exoskeleton. So we can start with the knee. So this is a support for the legs. So there are many tasks in industry in which we need that somebody takes a rest while doing the task. And what we find is not always possible to carry some seat with you. And in this case, Nuni has this support, wearable support. And as soon as you get tired or you need some rest, you can sit, and it has different positions, and you wear the thing. So it allows you to perform your task with less effort. The third device that we have is the Bioservo iron hand, this is an active exoskeleton. In this case, we have some control, we have some batteries, we have some processing. So the iron hand has sensors in the fingertips. It detects if you want to push or touch something. As soon as you touch something, some motors take your finger, and it forces you to close your fingers and close your hand, adding you some force. So it is active exoskeleton. So it is very useful, for example, for repetitive screwing operations in which you have to use your fingers all the time repetitively. Also in tasks in which you need some kind of assistance, for example in assembly or clipping, like this, clipping rubber in automotive parts, very, very typical operation. And of course this is the next generation probably of exoskeletons providing active behavior. So the 4th type of exoskeleton that we have here gives support to the back, to the lower back. This is the Laebo. And always wearing the Laebo, and the Laebo is designed for helping in operations in which we have to assemble something and we have to bend our body, or we need to do some lifting, some weight. And what it provides is some assistance to the lower back. So lower back is an area of the body in which we don't have much support, and we try to transmit forces from the knees and from the legs to the lower back. So we remove some energy from the back and we give it to another part which is stronger in our body. So this is absolutely passive, so the only thing we are doing is just transmit forces mechanically. So Laebo is very useful for logistics operations, and is useful for assembly in a bending position. So we find this operation of being bending in automotive, in aeronautics, in agri-food, we find everywhere. And of course logistics operations we have everywhere. We always have some logistics department in our companies. So we have these 4 great types of exoskeletons. So legs, we have the hand, we have the shoulders, and we have the back, active and passive. Many use cases in industry are similar, and we try to identify and to find it, and we give solution. So, well, we try to complement the scientific part of the conference with these industrial use cases. Thank you very much from CITAC. We are glad to collaborate this year in WeRob and WeRob.